Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. I am Fit Woman. If you're new here, a big warm welcome to you too. This is the place where we celebrate real-life weight loss stories, incredible transformations, and the power of never giving up on yourself. Whether you're here for inspiration, motivation, or just love hearing about weight loss journeys, you're in the right place. Before we get started, I want you to do something for me. If you're watching this and you're ready to take control of your health, say it with me in the comments. I am a fit woman. Let's claim that energy together. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share this video with your friends who love weight loss stories, before and after transformations, and real-life inspiration. Now, let me ask you this. Where are you watching from today? Drop your city or country in the comments. I love seeing how far this community reaches. All right, let's get into today's story. This is one of those weight loss journeys that will leave you inspired, motivated, and maybe even a little emotional. It's a story about hope, struggle, and ultimate triumph. So grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's dive into Andrea Mullinax's incredible transformation. Every day, Andrea Mullinax would come home from work, her body aching, her energy completely drained. At just 35 years old, she was a mother of two vibrant, active teenage girls who were always on the go. But Andrea, she could barely keep up. Her joints throbbed, her back hurt, and the exhaustion was overwhelming. She wanted to be the mom who could play with her kids, go on adventures, and create lasting memories. But her body simply wouldn't let her. "I walk 8 or 9 miles just at work," Andrea recalled, her voice tinged with both frustration and determination. "By the time I got home, I was in so much pain. I was lethargic. I couldn't do the things I wanted to with my girls. My body hurt, and it broke my heart." Andrea's story is one that so many of us can relate to. Life gets busy, responsibilities pile up, and before we know it, our health takes a back seat. For Andrea, it wasn't just about the number on the scale. It was about reclaiming her life, her energy, and her ability to be the mom her daughters deserved. Imagine this. You wake up early, get the kids ready for school, head to work, and spend hours on your feet. By the time you get home, all you want to do is spend quality time with your family. But instead, you're too tired to move, too sore to play, too drained to even think. That was Andrea's reality. "I remember one evening," Andrea shared, her voice softening with emotion. "My daughters asked me to play a game with them. It was something simple, just a board game. But I couldn't even sit on the floor with them because my back hurt so much. I had to say no, and it killed me inside." It wasn't just the physical pain that weighed on Andrea. It was the emotional toll of feeling like she wasn't enough. She wanted to be the kind of mom who could run around with her kids, who could keep up with their energy, who could be present in every sense of the word, but her body just wouldn't cooperate. "I felt like I was failing them," Andrea admitted, her voice breaking. "I wanted to be there for every moment, every soccer game, every school play, every late-night heart-to-heart, but I couldn't. And that guilt, it was crushing." For Andrea, the breaking point came one evening after a particularly long day at work. She had just gotten home, her feet swollen, her back aching, and her energy completely zapped. Her daughters were in the living room, laughing and playing, and all Andrea wanted to do was join them. But she couldn't. "I sat down on the couch, and I just started crying," Andrea recalled. "I felt so defeated. I knew something had to change. I couldn't keep living like this. I wanted to be there for my girls, not just physically, but emotionally too. I wanted to be the mom they deserved." That night, Andrea made a promise to herself. She was going to take control of her health, no matter what it took. She was going to find a way to lose the weight, to regain her energy, and to be the mom she always wanted to be. Andrea's journey didn't start with a dramatic transformation or overnight success. It started with small, intentional steps. She began by researching weight loss options, talking to her doctor, and exploring different strategies. "I knew I couldn't do it alone," Andrea said. "I needed help. I needed guidance. And most importantly, I needed to believe that change was possible." That's when she found MU Healthcare's Weight Management and Metabolic Center. It was there that Andrea met Victoria Newcomb, FNP, a medical weight loss expert who would become her guide, her cheerleader, and her partner in this journey. Andrea's struggle wasn't just physical, it was deeply emotional. She carried the weight of guilt, frustration, and self-doubt. There were days when I felt like giving up, Andrea confessed. I'd look in the mirror and not recognize the person staring back at me. I didn't feel like myself anymore. I didn't feel like the mom my kids needed me to be. But Andrea refused to let those feelings define her. She knew she had to fight, not just for herself, but for her daughters. My girls were my motivation, Andrea said, her voice filled with determination. I wanted to be there for them. I wanted to be the mom who could run alongside them, who could laugh with them, who could live life with them. And I was willing to do whatever it took to get there. As Andrea began her journey, she held on to one thing: hope. Hope that things could get better. Hope that she could change. Hope that she could reclaim her life. I didn't know how I was going to do it, Andrea admitted, but I knew I had to try. For my girls, for myself, for the life I knew I deserved. And that's where Andrea's story truly begins. Andrea had tried everything. She worked out, she consulted a dietitian, she even tried phentermine, a prescription stimulant often used for weight loss. And while she saw some progress, it wasn't enough. The weight wasn't coming off the way she hoped, and the emotional toll was heavy. She felt stuck, defeated, and unsure of where to turn next. I was on the verge of giving up, Andrea admitted, her voice trembling with emotion. I had tried so many things, countless diets, workout plans, even prescription medications. I'd see a little progress, but then I'd hit a wall. The weight just wouldn't budge, and every time I failed, it felt like a piece of my hope was chipped away. Andrea's struggle wasn't just about the numbers on the scale. It was about the constant battle with her own body, the frustration of not seeing results, and the fear of what her health might become. I was starting to have health issues, Andrea shared, her tone growing serious. My blood pressure was creeping up, and I couldn't ignore it anymore. My family history of heart disease and diabetes was always in the back of my mind. I didn't want to end up like that. I wanted to be healthy, not just for myself, but for my girls. The emotional toll of Andrea's journey was just as heavy as the physical one. Every failed attempt at weight loss felt like a personal failure. Every time she stepped on the scale and didn't see the results she wanted, it chipped away at her confidence. I felt like I was fighting a losing battle, Andrea said, her voice breaking. I'd look in the mirror and not recognize the person staring back at me. I didn't feel like myself anymore. I didn't feel like the mom my kids needed me to be. Andrea's daughters were her biggest motivation, but they were also a source of guilt. She wanted to be the kind of mom who could keep up with them, who could play with them, who could be there for every moment, but her body just wouldn't let her. There were days when I felt like I was failing them, Andrea admitted, tears welling up in her eyes. I wanted to be there for every soccer game, every school play, every late-night heart-to-heart, but I couldn't. And that guilt, it was crushing. It was in February 2023 that Andrea decided to take a leap of faith. She had reached a point where she knew she couldn't keep going the way she was. Something had to change. I remember sitting in my car one evening, just crying, Andrea recalled. I felt so lost, so defeated. But in that moment, I made a promise to myself. I was going to find a way to take control of my health. I was going to do whatever it took to be the mom my girls deserved. That's when Andrea reached out to MU Healthcare's Weight Management and Metabolic Center. It wasn't an easy decision. Andrea had tried so many things before, and none of them had worked. But this time, she was determined to find a solution that would work for her. Walking into that center, I felt a mix of nerves and hope, Andrea said. I didn't know what to expect, but I knew I had to try. I had to believe that this time would be different. Andrea's decision to seek help was the turning point in her journey. It was the moment she stopped trying to do it all on her own and allowed herself to lean on others for support. I realized I didn't have to do this alone, Andrea said, her voice filled with determination. I had a team of people who were there to help me, to guide me, to cheer me on. And for the first time in a long time, I felt like there was hope. That hope would soon turn into action, and Andrea's life would change in ways she never imagined. Walking. Into the Weight Management and Metabolic Center, Andrea felt a mix of nerves and hope. It was a big step, one that came with a flood of emotions. She had tried so many things before, and none of them had worked. But this time, she was determined to find a solution that would work for her. I walked in and said, "Hey, I've got to do something," Andrea recalled, her voice filled with a mix of vulnerability and determination. I was tired of feeling like I was failing. I wanted to take control of my health, but I needed help. I couldn't do it alone anymore. That's when she met Victoria Newcomb, FNP, a medical weight loss expert who would become Andrea's guide, cheerleader, and partner in her journey. Victoria, or Tori, as Andrea fondly calls her, wasn't just a healthcare provider, she was someone who truly listened. Before we go any further, I want to take a moment to remind you that Andrea's journey is unique to her. The medications and treatments she used were prescribed by her doctor after a thorough evaluation of her health, medical history, and needs. If you're considering any medications or medical treatments for weight loss, please consult your doctor. First, what worked for Andrea may not be suitable for everyone. Your health and safety are the top priority, so always seek professional medical advice before starting any new treatment. Now, let's get back to Andrea's story. From the moment Andrea walked into Tori's office, she felt a sense of relief. Tori didn't just see her as another patient, she saw her as a person with a story, struggles, and dreams. Tori listened. To me in a way no one else had, Andrea shared, her voice softening with gratitude. She didn't just ask about my weight or my diet. She asked about my life, my kids, my job, my struggles. She wanted to understand what I was going through, and that meant everything to me. Together, Andrea and Tori crafted a plan tailored specifically to Andrea's needs. It wasn't a one-size-fits-all approach. It was a plan designed for her body, her lifestyle, and her goals. At first, they tried an oral medication to help Andrea lose weight. It was a starting point, and Andrea was hopeful. But after a few weeks, it became clear that the medication wasn't quite the right fit for her. It just wasn't working the way I needed it to, Andrea explained. I was frustrated, but Tori reassured me. She said, "We'll figure this out together." And that's when she suggested something different. GLP-1 medications, specifically semaglutide. GLP-1 medications, originally developed to treat MATI type 2 diabetes, had shown incredible promise in helping people manage their weight. For Andrea, it was a ray of hope. GLP-1 medications not only help with weight loss, but also improve blood sugar control by increasing insulin production, Tori explained. They work by slowing down digestion, helping you feel full sooner and longer, and reducing food cravings. For someone like Andrea, who had tried so many other methods, this could be a game changer. The idea of trying something new was both exciting and nerve-wracking for Andrea. She had been through so many ups and downs in her weight loss journey, and the thought of another potential disappointment was daunting. But Tori's confidence and support gave her the courage to take the leap. Tori explained everything to me, how the medication worked, what to expect, and how it could help me reach my goals, Andrea said. She didn't just give me a prescription, she gave me hope. And for the first time in a long time, I felt like I was on the right path. Andrea started her weekly injections of semaglutide, and almost immediately she noticed a difference. It wasn't just a physical change, it was mental, emotional, and even spiritual. For the first time in years, Andrea felt like she was regaining control of her life. It was like a switch flipped in my brain, Andrea said, her voice filled with a mix of relief and excitement. I wasn't constantly thinking about food anymore. I didn't have those overwhelming cravings. that used to consume me. For the first time in years, I felt like I was in control. It was such a freeing feeling. The medication worked by slowing down her digestion, helping her feel full, sooner and longer. It also reduced her food cravings, something Andrea had struggled with for as long as she could remember. Before, food was always on my mind, Andrea admitted. I'd be eating breakfast and already thinking about lunch. I'd snack out, of boredom or stress even when I wasn't hungry. But with the medication, that constant noise in my head just quieted. It was like I could finally breathe. But Andrea knew that real, lasting change required more than just medication. It required effort, commitment, and a willingness to make healthier choices. And Andrea was ready to put in the work. She started incorporating exercise into her routine, opting for low-impact activities like the elliptical to protect her already stressed joints. I knew I needed to move my body, but I also knew I had to be careful, Andrea explained. The elliptical was perfect because it was easy on my joints, but still gave me a great workout. At first, even a few minutes on the elliptical felt like a challenge. But Andrea didn't give up. She started small, setting achievable goals for herself, and gradually built up her stamina. There were days when I didn't feel like working out, Andrea admitted. But I reminded myself why I was doing this, for my health, for my girls, for me, and that kept me going. Andrea also began experimenting with her diet, adding more fruits, vegetables, and healthier options to her meals. One of her newfound favorites? Hummus. I found out I actually love hummus. Andrea laughed. It's such a simple thing, but it became a game changer for me. I started using it as a dip for veggies, a spread for sandwiches, even a topping for salads. It was delicious and healthy. Andrea also started paying closer attention to her portion sizes. Before, I'd eat until I was stuffed, she said, but now I eat until I'm satisfied. I've learned to listen to my body, and that's made all the difference. She also cut back on snacking, something she used to do out of boredom or stress. I didn't realize how much I was eating just because I was bored or anxious, Andrea shared. But now, I only eat when I'm actually hungry. It's been such a shift. So what was the secret to Andrea's incredible transformation? It wasn't just one thing. It was a combination of the right medication, a supportive healthcare team, and Andrea's own determination to make a change. The GLP-1 medication helped her take control of her appetite and cravings. It gave her the tools she needed to break free from the cycle of overeating and emotional eating. But Andrea knew that medication alone wasn't enough. She had to put in the work, too. Her commitment to exercise and healthier eating habits ensured that the weight stayed off. She didn't just rely on the medication. She used it as a tool to help her build a healthier lifestyle. It wasn't easy, Andrea admitted. There were days when I wanted to give up. But I kept reminding myself why I was doing this. For my health, for my girls, for me. And that kept me going. Andrea's journey is far from over. She continues to take semaglutide as part of her long-term weight management plan, and she's committed to maintaining the healthy habits she's built along the way. This isn't just a diet or a quick fix, she said, her voice filled with determination. It's a lifestyle change, and it's one I'm proud to be making. Her story is a testament to the power of perseverance, the importance of seeking help when you need it, and the incredible impact that small, consistent changes can have on your life. Andrea's transformation isn't just about weight loss. It's about reclaiming her health, her confidence, and her ability to live life to the fullest. If Andrea's story has inspired you, don't wait. Take that first step today. Whether it's reaching out to a healthcare provider, starting a new exercise routine, or simply making healthier food choices, every small step counts. And if you're looking for a little extra help, check out the link in the description to learn more about the tools that made all the difference for Andrea. Remember, your journey is unique, but you don't have to walk it alone. With the right support, the right mindset, and a little bit of courage, you can achieve your goals, just like Andrea did. Here's to your health, your happiness, and the incredible transformation that's waiting for you. Andrea's story is proof that no matter where you start, transformation is possible. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. It's about taking that first step, believing in yourself, and never giving up. If Andrea's journey inspired you, let me know in the comments. Drop a if you're ready to take control of your health or share your own story. I'd love to hear from you. Now, if you also want to lose weight like Andrea, I've got something special for you. I highly recommend trying the Yummy Costa Rican Recipe. So far, 18,761 people have experienced life-changing results by simply drinking it every day. Yes, it's that simple. This powerful recipe is designed to help you burn even your most stubborn fat pockets quickly and effortlessly. Imagine waking up every day feeling lighter, more energized, and closer to your goals. If Andrea can do it, so can you. Ready to get started? Click the link in the description to learn more about the Yummy Costa Rican Recipe and how it can transform your life. Trust me, this could be the game changer you've been waiting for. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Your support means the world to me, and it helps this channel grow so we can share more inspiring weight loss stories, transformations, and tips to help you on your journey. Also, share this video with anyone who needs a little motivation today. Let's spread the message that change is possible, and no one has to do it alone. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, you are stronger than you think, and your journey is worth it. Until next time, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.